Today we're going to go over some of the most recent Tesla news, including the S&P refusing to upgrade Tesla stock into an investment grade rating, some leaked text on Elon Musk questioning Bill Gates on his stance on climate change. Also, what the House of Representatives demanded for Elon Musk and Twitter, and new updates on Tesla's LFP batteries. If you like these updates and would like to see more, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And without further ado, let's begin. After Tesla's Q1 record earnings, the S&P was considering upgrading Tesla stock to what is considered an investment grade. For those who may not know, an investment grade is a rating that is still used by many management funds today to determine if certain stocks are worth adding to their funds. Despite Tesla joining the S&P 500 index fund last year, there's still many funds and indexes that have not added Tesla stock to their management due to the lack of this specific rating. However, despite the chip shortages and the supply inflation, Tesla has demonstrated its ability to also have record margins on top of its profits, and this should definitely have granted them this additional rating. If you guys remember that in October, Tesla did receive an upgrade to a BB plus rating right after each new quarter was actually demonstrating that it was a record after another. And this was primarily one of the reasons why Tesla was joined into the S&P 500. However, this year, 2022, the S&P 500 basically admitted they're not confident in how Tesla is going to continue to maintain such high margins. We did learn that Tesla in the Q1 earnings demonstrated margins of 32.9%, which was much higher than the 27% expected in Wall Street. However, the S&P said that they are not confident that Tesla can, quite frankly, maintain these margins. They just can't believe it, and they basically want to wait a little longer. But all the way at the bottom of the report, they do admit that they ended up acknowledging that Tesla has plenty of liquidity of over $18 billion to help with these short-term hodls. However, they're only going to consider upgrading Tesla stock to an investment grade only later in 2022. If Tesla maintains its margins, this will mean that Tesla will have to improve one level from the BB Plus to a BBB to be considered as an investment grade. Now, personally speaking, in my opinion, I don't think this is that big of a deal. The reason why Tesla was able to have such high margins is partly due to the fact that they have been increasing the average price per unit, essentially basically demonstrating that Tesla is always 10 steps ahead of the competition. Most of the other competitors are just reacting to the inflation, but Tesla has been counting on the fact that they have a lot of demand, so there's no reason to not take advantage of being able to hedge against such high prices to maintain its margins. Tesla will also continue to do that in 2022 because even in 2022 as we speak, we still haven't seen a reason that Tesla has lower demand. So therefore, I expect that Tesla will continue to take advantage of these higher prices to prove the S&P wrong and actually demonstrate that they were actually supposed to give this rating. Another thing I want to add before I move on is the fact that this rating may not seem very important right now, but it could definitely add a lot of buying pressure to Tesla stock because, like I already mentioned, there's a lot of index funds and management funds that are quite very low on Tesla stock or have not added it at all. Even after the S&P 500, they never did. And Tesla obviously is still a lot more expensive than back then. So what's going to happen is, as soon as the S&P 500 is able to see that Tesla is able to continue to maintain these margins later on in 2022, there's going to be an opportunity for Tesla stock to go even higher. And that's not even counting the rest of the new quarterly earnings that we're going to be seeing in Q3 and Q4. Because we already know that Q2 may probably be a little shaky because of Shanghai, but we're still waiting to see. So there's a lot of great buying opportunity for Tesla stock going forward in 2022 and obviously beyond. Now I want to move on to the next story, and this one is very juicy. I try to stay away from a little bit of drama, but this is just something to keep you guys updated on what's going on with Elon Musk and Bill Gates. And this is regarding some screenshots from leaked text that were shared on Twitter by an account called Whole Mars Catalog that basically tagged Elon Musk, and they were asking if they were real. And then Elon responded on Twitter saying, "Yeah, I didn't leak them to NYT, but they must have gotten through them through friends of friends," basically confirming that they were real. And Elon added that he heard from multiple people at TED that Gates still was $500 million short in Tesla stock. And Bill Gates did end up responding to Elon saying, "Sorry to say I haven't closed it out, but he would like to have philanthropic possibilities being discussed with Elon." And Musk ended up saying, sorry, but I cannot take you seriously in your philanthropy on climate change because you have a massive short position against Tesla, a company that is basically doing the most to solve climate change. And in my opinion, I agree with Elon. This basically makes Bill Gates be a little bit of a hypocrite, because what happens is Bill Gates is one of those outspoken billionaires that has been very vocal when it comes to climate change in the past multiple times. Speaking in TED Talks specifically about how we have to tackle this problem. But behind the curtain, he's still shorting Tesla substantially. And I'm so glad that Elon ended up calling him out on Twitter publicly, because this is just not a good look for Bill. I still don't understand what his motives are, but I would like to ask you, the viewer, what are your opinions on this story? Do you think there's some other hidden motives that Bill Gates has for continuing to shorting Tesla? Let me know in the comment section below. And now I want to move on to the next story. And this is regarding the House of Representatives in the US government. And we see over here that 18 House of Representatives are asking Twitter boards of directors to preserve all records of Elon Musk's acquisition offer for the social media company Twitter. And we also learned that Twitter board chairman Brett Taylor stated in letters that Twitter has a tendency of engaging in heavy-handed censorship, and Twitter must take all steps to prevent the destruction or alteration of documents and communications relating to Elon's Twitter buyout offer. And this is very interesting because we did learn yesterday that Elon filed a recent 13D document, which basically indicated that he had received commitments for $46.5 billion to help him buy or essentially finance a potential Twitter buyout. It also revealed that he is exploring the idea of a tender offer to purchase some or all of Twitter stocks directly from shareholders. So this is very, very juicy information here. This basically demonstrates that Elon is not just all talk. He is actually essentially getting the financing, and it is very possible. So now we see that the House of Representatives are trying to side here with the Twitter board to see if they can do something about it. And in a letter here that we see from CNBC, they reported that as Congress continues to examine big tech and how to best protect Americans from free speech rights, this letter serves as a formal request that you prevent all records and materials relating to Musk's offer to purchase Twitter, including Twitter's consideration and response of this offer, and Twitter's valuation and its shareholders' interests with respect to Elon Musk's offer. They go ahead and stated that they should continue to construe the preservation notice as an instruction to take all responsible steps to prevent the destruction of alteration, whether it is intentionally or negligently, of all documents, communications, and other information, including electronic information and metadata that is or may be potentially responsible to this congressional inquiry. This construction includes all the electronic messages sent using official and personal accounts, including records created through text, phone-based messages applications, or encryption software. In other words, they want to spy on Elon Musk to find anything and everything they can to make sure that there's no alternative motives when it comes to Elon trying to buy Twitter. They're trying to basically control Elon Musk because they just don't trust the guy. Quite frankly, I don't see what the problem is. Elon has been very transparent from the very beginning. This is not about money. This is not about any other motives other than just keeping Twitter in check when it comes to free speech. And Elon has actually explained this quite often. So I would like to know a little bit more about what you guys think about this specific story and whether or not you agree with Elon Musk buying Twitter, or whether or not you agree with the Congress and 18 House Representatives pairing up with Twitter's board to try to stop Elon. Do you think they should? Let me know in the comment section below. And last story update over here that I have for you guys is the new LFP batteries that Tesla has been using in Giga Shanghai for quite some time. And the reason why I call them new is because they're still ramping up alongside 4680s and the current 2170 batteries that Tesla already has. So this is a new update that we have, and in it we learned that in Q1 2022 we learned that Tesla has confirmed finally that the ramp up is actually very, very huge, way higher than we thought. And in it, we learned that almost 50% of all vehicles produced are using the LFP battery chemistry. This is very significant because we know that LFP batteries do not contain cobalt, which is a highly controversial material outsourced in countries that have harmful practices towards its workers, which in some cases are not even adults. So this is a way that Tesla is staying away from this controversy, as well as staying ahead of the competition when it comes to the material shortages, because LFP batteries do not contain any type of lithium. This is an advantage that these batteries have over the 4680 battery chemistry, because lithium prices have actually been increasing, not just because of inflation, but also due to the new emergence of electric vehicles and lithium usage globally. This is yet another way that Tesla is hedging against inflation and supply shortages. And I also want to add that LFP batteries are rich in iron, which doesn't tend to degrade as much as lithium batteries when you cycle them through charging and discharging, meaning that they can last much longer compared to the current 2170 batteries. So you can charge it all the way to 100% and all the way down to 0% without having to worry that you're going to cause any type of major long-lasting degradation on the batteries. That is not true compared to the 2170s that we have today. However, the 4680 batteries do have an advantage because they're tabless batteries and their chemistry allows them to ironically not have as many issues when it comes to degradation despite having high concentrations of lithium. But we already know that lithium, like I mentioned, is becoming very expensive. So having 50% of the vehicles with LFP batteries is a good hedge alongside 4680 batteries and 2170 batteries so that Tesla doesn't have any issues pumping out more Teslas. We know it's difficult right now when it comes to the shortages, so having this flexibility is why Tesla can confidently say that they're going to be growing over 50 to 60% this 2022 year in production, all the way up to a confident 1.5 million vehicles, because they're being very flexible when it comes to their batteries. And batteries is the biggest component when it comes to predicting whether or not an electric car maker is going to meet its quotas. But that is all that I got for you guys today. Whether you think about the LFP batteries, whether you think about these updates with Elon Musk and the Twitter board, the House of Representatives trying to take down Elon, whether you think about the S&P 500 refusing to upgrade Tesla stock despite having record quarter after record quarter after record quarter, do you think they're right? I would like to read your comments in the comment section below. It's always fun to have a communication with you guys. Hopefully this video was informative for all of you. And if you like this update and you would like to see more, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And if you're still here with me at this second, you are awesome. I'll see you next time.